All right. Good morning, everyone. Hope you are having a wonderful start of the day, a start of your week. And thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's lovely to have you here. And thank you for not making excuses, right? And being here with us this morning. Today, I will be your host. My name is Sophia, and I'm very happy to have Angie with us here today. She is a work-life ICF coach, NLP practitioner, and founder of Become Better. She's from Spain, has lived in Germany for many years, and he's now based in Hangzhou with her family. Today, she will be talking about empowering yourself and driving your life. We already had a session at 7 a.m. and it was wonderful. So speaking of Hangzhou, this was the month of Hangzhou because our speakers were all from Hangzhou, including Chanika. We also had Elsing, and today we have our wonderful Angie. And speaking of Hangzhou, precisely, we have our launch event in Hangzhou. So exciting news. And Angie, we have the pleasure to have Angie with us as a leading ambassador. We also have Chanika and Rajni, so we are very well represented in Hangzhou. Very, very excited for this. So we will have the launch event on October 14th. So stay tuned, it will be in Hangzhou. And just in case we have some newcomers here today, let me just talk a little bit about Monday morning motivation. So what can you get with our community? Basically, we are a community of like-minded people that want to get motivated, especially on a Monday morning that usually has a really bad reputation. So we want to change that and start our day with some wonderful speakers. In case you haven't seen it before, we have our new MMM team as well. So all these wonderful people are inspired and motivated to join MMM. And regarding our WeChat groups, we have now a community of more than 2,500 people. We just opened our 6th WeChat group. So feel free, if you haven't yet, feel free to scan the QR code down below and join our WeChat groups. Or you can also add me or Janine. We have our WeChat ID over here, so you can join the groups. In case you want to get our membership, the good thing is that you will get access to more than 1.5 years of recordings of all the Monday morning motivation webinars. You also got exclusive discounts from wonderful coaches, language services, psychotherapists, consulting service, etc. So I'm sure you'll find the service that you need with us. And if you have missed a specific webinar, you can also always scan this QR code and buy it directly from this QR code. We also have our 365 Days of Motivation book. It's a book full of inspiring quotes. You can also do some goal setting or some journaling, as Angie was recommending us in the end of the previous session. You can buy it for yourself, give a little gift for yourself or for your family, your friends. So just feel free to scan the QR code down below. And we do all of this for free, but of course, if you feel that you want to contribute and support the project, feel free also to do a donation through the QR code down below, and you'll be also supporting the environment by supporting the 1 million tree project to plant trees in Inner Mongolia. And last but not least, we have our October lineup. So we have some amazing speakers. We have Alicia with us. She will be talking about feminine and masculine energies. We have Alexi, that is a GSR specialist. So very much looking forward for their talks. And I'll be talking about law of attraction. And without further ado, it's now time to pass the word to Angie. So Angie, the stage is yours.
Wonderful. Lovely Monday morning to share with you some self-empowerment. So here we go. The first thing I want to ask you today is you close your eyes, please. Not if you're driving or running outside. If that's the case, just visualize. But if you can, close your eyes and visualize a successful person. And just look how she or he is dressed and the environment. What's the person doing? How is he or she behaving? And when you have kind of idea, you can slowly come back and open your eyes. And I would like the audience to share with me who has seen him or herself in this image. Just unmute or chat it. Anyone? Okay, if you haven't seen yourself yet, no worries. Don't be upset because we will address this topic a little bit later. Just keep it in your mind. So before we get into the self-empowerment itself, I would like to be on the same page with you what self-empowerment means, right? So to me, self-empowerment means making conscious decisions. With conscious, I mean being aware of what we are deciding and feeling confident about that. With this, we are able to rather choose positive options, have positive choices, and plus we take charge of our destiny. Means it's not only a mental attitude, being aware and feeling confident, taking positive choices, but also taking action and feeling responsible. That's what self-empowerment means to me. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes. Perfect.
If this is so, my goal today is not to bring you any theoretical knowledge or talk about abstract things. My goal today is just to share some of my learnings in my life. And probably as you have had your ups and downs, I also have mine. And we have to reckon that we love the ups, right? We love the nice moments, the nice memories, all these positive feelings. Yes, we do. But the downs, that's something even more powerful. Even if when we are there and we don't know how to figure out how to get out of there, when we master that, when we are able to succeed in that challenge, we get out of it reinforced, and that brings us a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience. And it's like in the gaming, you know, you master a challenge, you come to the next level. So that's life. That's life and growth. So let me start with one of the first episodes of my life that has to do with self-perception and confidence. And this story takes place in 2005. I was still living in Europe and I was working in marketing. And we had a really big reorganization, many procedures and things, the people itself, the teams had to change. And that was a huge work and it was painful. But we had good teams, motivated people, and we succeeded. And because of that, I was appointed to do the same in Suzhou. That's the very first picture you see. And that was 2005. So it was pretty much one of my first positions in the company, and I didn't know much China. And there were some voices around saying, well, but she hasn't been so long in the company and she doesn't know much about China, so I don't think she's the right one. And I have to admit that at that time I thought, yeah, maybe they are right. I started doubting about myself. But then I thought, how do they know that I'm not the right person? So my only goal here is to help my colleagues in Suzhou not to go through the painful things we've been. They don't need to reinvent the wheel. I can help them with the learnings. And so I went there, and with a humble attitude, bringing the learnings we had, and also paying a lot of attention at their circumstances and their, being cultural aware. They wanted to pull, they wanted to do that, and we were successful at the end. And out of that, despite not being looking forward to it or seeking it deliberately, I got my first promotion. So what I want to say with this is, be careful about your own perception and the perception of others. So sometimes it's really necessary that you draw a line and you see, how is this influencing me? And keeping the confidence within you, having a clear goal, a clear purpose. Why do you want to do the things you want to do, and going for it? Because you will succeed. You will succeed. This is one of the stories about perception and confidence. The next one is a little bit more of a personal story, and it has to do with my first marriage. So the first time I married, I was quite young, and I was in a relationship. So it was probably the next step to take. And the families, they were super enthusiastic, preparing things, and a big number of guests, and a wonderful ceremony and stuff you can imagine. But somehow I had the intuition or a gut feeling. I was not sure. And I thought, what am I going to do? I don't want to deceive the families, So I said, okay, let's take the step. It's just maybe I'm nervous. And we married, and I didn't deceive my family, but I deceived myself. Because what happened? Not longer time after that, I had the opportunity to take one job, one responsibility outside my country, that is Spain, and moving with the same company to Germany. It was really a great opportunity to be at the headquarters, improve my career, improve my German. And so I decided I'll go for that. And then I talked to my husband at that time, and he said, okay, you go, I stay here. I have here my clients, I have here my company. We can try it like this. And so we gave it a try. But with the distance, I started realizing, what do we have in common? So we were on one path, now we are splitting up. So what's left? Do we have the same vision of life? Same goals? We didn't. So I proposed to him to divorce. He was not convinced 100%, but we agreed on that. But the families, they didn't. Especially my mom, that has been always a person encouraging women at work and career and these kind of things. She said, absolutely no go. That's not being loyal. You're abandoning your husband, and you cannot do that. And I said, Mom, I'm responsible for my own happiness, number one. And number two, if you're talking about loyalty, the first person I have to be loyal to is to myself. And so it turned out to be the right decision, because I was able to find a partner that it was more suitable and with whom I had higher goals, right? So keep in mind, you are responsible for your life, and don't let others decide questions and things that are meaningful to you, that matter to you. That's my lesson. So once I was in Germany, I had a nice job. I liked it. But I was working in a location, in a facility that had another subsidiary from the group. And this subsidiary, they worked with sport cars. And even if I'm business and economics, I was always fun in technique, and I love cars. So when I was there and I saw those cars and these guys driving them and working on them, I can mention some brands like Porsche and Mercedes AMG and Lamborghini and Ferrari. I felt so excited seeing all that. And one day I thought, let's have a look at the job pool. And I found one position that was a technical sales manager. And I thought, this could be so exciting for me. And I started reading the prerequisites. And one of those was engineers. So engineers only. And I was not. So I thought, what's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? That they say no, they reject me. Okay, I give it a try. So I searched for which connections, which people I knew in that organization. I found one ex-colleague of mine. I contacted him and asked him for the head of department of this vacancy position. And I reached out and invited him to have lunch together in our canteen of the facility. So he accepted, we met, and how to say, when I had the conversation with him, I was really seeing myself working with those cars, working with those clients, bringing them all these features to improve the safety of the cars, to improve the performance. So I was not faking it till I'd make it or till I made it, as you usually hear. I was really seeing myself learning a lot of stuff, car dynamics, many things I didn't know at that point of time. But remember, I was not an engineer, so who knows? Well, one and a half days later, I got an email from the HR department and they wanted to interview me. And guess what happened? I got the job. I got the job, and I have to say, this has been one of the most satisfying positions I've ever had. Not because of the job itself and the clients, also because I was able to give birth to my daughter in this position and to come back to work, pioneering two things: working remotely, so home office, and the second thing was working in part-time, which was not known so far in this area of the business. So I was able to lead the way for other ladies coming after me so that they had better chances to balance work and life. So with this, I want to tell you that grab any opportunity you feel is the right opportunity for you. It doesn't matter. If you are not really sure, be bold and dare. The next episode I've brought is an episode that I feel is really important and has to do with self-empowerment, and it's just saying no. I'll put you in the situation. This was when I was working in this sales department, and every Christmas we got some presents from our clients, and we had these well-known brands. But we also had like smaller clients, startups that were building their prototypes, and we all were also working with them. And one of those gave one of my colleagues a calendar for the next year. And this calendar had their prototypes, their cars, and also some very slight dress ladies posing around the cars. And this colleague of mine had the brilliant idea to bring that to the office and to hang it on the wall. And when we came from the Christmas break, I saw that hanging on the wall, and I thought, where am I? Am I in a workshop, or am I at the office? And I really felt offended, I have to say. And then I thought, Angie, aren't you overreacting? And then I thought, no, I don't think so. I'm working for a 400,000 employees company, and we have strong values. These values define us. And one of these values is respect, respect to others. Respect is the base for the teams and the organization to work together, right? So I thought, I'm going to bring the topic. I'm going to talk to the head of department, and today we have a meeting. So I'm going to tell him this is something we need to discuss. And the same way I'm explaining you this, I'm telling you this with this me message or I message, and with empathy, but being very clear and polite. I explain them the situation. And imagine what happened. My colleague that had hung the calendar on the wall, he thought that was just a funny joke, that was just a prank. And he didn't think about the consequences we could have by seeing that, feeling disrespected or feeling offended. So the calendar disappeared. And what I want to say with this is, and I want to encourage you, is that you speak out. You know that there are boundaries. If these boundaries are being not respected in your terms, in your case, speak out and very politely explain your reasons and say no. That's also part of the self-empowerment. And the last story I've brought today morning, it's a sad story. In fact, it's the saddest moment of my life, and is a story of a miscarriage. I have told you that I have a daughter, and sometime after I got pregnant and I lost my baby. And you can imagine, you can relate all the negative feelings I felt, from feeling guilty, regret, sorrow, sadness, emptiness, loneliness. And yes, my very first reaction was, let's work even more. Let's work. I became a workaholic. And very soon I realized that was not bringing me anywhere. That was just draining my energy completely, even more. So I decided to give myself the time and the space to grieve, because that's what I needed, right? And so I did. But still, I was not at the same level. I was getting out of the hole, but not at the same level than the one I was before that happened. And that was the time when I decided to seek for a coach. And this lady helped me to see many things I was not contemplating at that moment. She helped me to see all the good things I had in my life. I was not being thankful. I was not being grateful for all the things I had. My daughter, my supporting partner, my family, some friends, a good job. I was not seeing all that. And that was the very first step towards processing and working on all these negative, all these bad feelings and experience. And out of that, I got the energy, I got the impulse to go beyond. And what I did was, I thought, what if I found an organization to work with kids, with a friend of mine, and we provide the kids, bilingual kids, some activities, like some courses, some theater, some scouts, to be in the nature. And that gave me a lot of meaning, a lot of purpose. And also allowed my daughter not to be alone, but to hang out with other kids and feeling the same as if she would have some siblings, right? This was the very first step. And the second thing that helped me to heal the wound if I may say that, is I reached out to other ladies that had suffered from that. And you know, miscarriage is a taboo topic. And I reached out to them and said, I know what you're going through. I've been through that. I know how you're feeling, and I promise you can get out of this. I can help you with that. And that was how I converted, if I may put it like this, something negative, my setback, into a comeback. So remember, with this metaphor, whenever you're facing a negative situation, give time to yourself, but remember that you can always flip the coin and come back. If you have a goal, if you have a purpose, you have some support, you can make it, you can come back. So with this story, you probably, and the ones I have told you before, you have maybe seen some common patterns or denominators, which are mainly purpose, confidence, and as I said, not only the mental things, but taking action. And the basis of all this is love, right? So first you love yourself, and then we can love others. And that has been my journey, and my journey hasn't finished, as probably yours also not. But you know what's the good thing? The good thing is the journey continues, and you have all the ingredients, you have all the resources you need to empower yourself. You just need to be aware of them and to make use. So before I finish my speech today, I want to ask you something. And this thing is today, tonight, when you're at home and you get to bed, you close your eyes and you imagine, you visualize this successful, fulfilled, and self-empowered person being yourself. Empower yourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Angie, for this wonderful talk. It was great to hear your stories and get some inspiration from you. So now, guys, the stage is yours. You can ask your questions. We have now our Q&A session. Feel free to drop your questions in the comment section down below, or to unmute yourself, show us your beautiful morning faces, and just ask your questions.
I'm all ears. Looks like the chat is being used.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Rajni is saying beautiful, so authentic, so real. Layla is saying amazing, I love it. Jamie is saying, thank you, Angie, straight from the heart. Thank you, Jamie, always with us here today at 8 a.m. Isabella, wonderful story. Young, thank you so much, Angie. Sarah is saying, beautiful sharings, Angie, thank you. I agree about the energy of no, it is very powerful. Young is saying, thank you so much, Angie. Marlene is saying, thank you so much. I needed to hear this. Cecilia is saying, thank you, Angie. Beautiful sharings. Great feedback from our audience. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them. So Song is asking, how to bring myself up when the boss is angry with my negative job?
How to bring yourself up when you have a boss you don't get along well? That's the question?
Yes, when the boss is angry with my negative job. That's how Song put it.
Okay. Yeah, you know, negativity is everywhere, and negativity and positivity, both are emotions, so both are contagious. So one possibility is, if your boss is negative, you can say, okay, I'm gonna put like a kind of shield, whatever you wanna, call it. And don't let, so to say, his negativity to be contagious to you. So you could say, okay, I'm going to go to work this morning. Which beautiful things I have in life. As I said, be thankful, be grateful for all the beautiful things you have in your life. Either in the evening when you do journaling or in the morning, just start the morning with these kind of thoughts. And you'll see the people that are coming to you, boss, colleagues, whomever, with this negativity, they won't be so successful in getting into your vibes, into your energy, and draining you from the positive tank you have already started with. Does that make sense?
Perfect, Angie. Thank you. Jamie is saying, I like how you connect love as the foundation of purpose. Beautiful. Sue is saying, thank you for sharing both. You talk has opened up many questions within my own life. I'm still processing. And Isabella is saying, mirroring him, protect yourself from his energy, change the job. That can be. Rajni is saying, love the session. We deserve a life we create, not one that is created for us. Wow, beautiful. All right. Any other questions, guys? Feel free to share your questions. All right, so feel last chance to leave your questions. I'm gonna just share a little bit of what we have for October and also what's happening in Hangzhou this upcoming month. So let me just show you the lineup for October. So we will have amazing Alicia talking about balancing feminine and masculine energies. We will also have Alexei. He is a GSR specialist, so very much looking forward for his talk. And I will be talking about law of attraction, so very deep and profound topics for October. And let me just share with you, just give me 1 second.
Sophia, if I may answer one of the questions from Bode.
Yes, sure, feel free
He's
to.
asking, what feeling do you get from helping others with their lives? I would like to ask the question back. What do you feel if you're being helped? You can unmute yourself or.
Hello, Angie.
Yes, right. Yes, hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I thought your story was amazing, and how you shared it was just great, because you answer a lot of questions in other people's lives and you make them self-reflect. And there are some things in other people's lives where they don't know how to actually solve their problems or identify what's wrong, but there was a lot of content in your talk that kind of explained it. So I just thought it's really brave of you being like quite open about all of the personal things that you've experienced. And it also kind of allows other people to do the same. And, you know, it just makes us realize that we're all people, we all go through challenges and ups and downs. And it just brings things back down to earth. So thank you for that.
Yeah, my pleasure. Coming back to the helping, I feel grateful if I can help you guys. So that's one of my biggest purposes here. Thank you for the feedback.
Thank you so much. And just a little call for action for you guys. So we will have our official launch event of MMM Hangzhou. And Angie is one of our leading ambassadors. So we are very, very excited for this start in Hangzhou. We also have amazing Rajni and Chanika with us. So we are very, very excited about this. The official event, is going to be on October 14th in Hangzhou, 7 p.m. So feel free to share this information and also to save it, and don't miss it. It's going to be exciting. And now it's time. So do you guys have any other questions? I think that's all right. So thank you so much for being here with us today. It's always lovely to have your energy. Thank you so much, Angie, for your wonderful sharings. And wish you all an amazing start of your Monday, an amazing start of your week, and happy day for everyone. See you next time.
Empower yourselves.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good start.